Jon Jones opens up on his future in the UFC. Jon says he plans to win 1 to 2 more fights and try to make as much money as possible. He went on to say money is a motivator. I think most people lie if they say they aren't motivated by money. But also, I've been doing the UFC work just out of love too. I really love what I do. I really love making money. I really love writing my name down in the history books and being a guy who will be able to live forever through the UFC record books. That all means a lot to me. Dana White told me a long time ago, money will never be your issue because I never want you to worry about money. It will always come to you for the rest of your life. Within the next 5 years, I want to win 1 more fight, maybe 2, and try to make as much money as possible in the UFC. I've always wanted to be an actor. I think I do pretty good on camera, and I've done commercials and things like that. Merab Dvalishvili was denied entry to the UFC PI because Umar Nurmagomedov was training there. Merab versus Umar goes down at UFC 311. He posted this to his Instagram. He wrote, "It's all good. This guy will get what's coming to him on January 18th.
I'm here in front of UFC PI and security don't let me go in because they said Umar Nurmagomedov is inside and they are protecting him. Don't worry guys, I'm not gonna smash him before the fight. But January 18th is different story. I'm not able to go in UFC PI because I was supposed to get treatments for my injury. I was supposed to sign some cards. I was supposed to eat lunch with my friends. What the heck? I'm gonna smash this guy because of all the disrespect, all the lies he was saying. You better show up, Umar. Okay, today you will be protected. Don't worry, I'm not gonna punch you before the fight. But January 18, no one will protect you.
Tom Aspinall answers some Christmas questions. Go give Tom a follow on TikTok. Links in the description.
Right, we're going to get into some Christmas questions. I'll be honest, not the biggest fan of Christmas, but we'll get into them.
Which UFC fighter would play Santa the best?
Derek Lewis.
What is your favourite Christmas film?
This is a good question because my favourite film is not a very popular one. A film called Daddy's Home 2. And it's Christmas themed, it's not so much a Christmas film, but I highly recommend it if you're not seeing it. Hilarious.
Which UFC fighter would you invite over for Christmas dinner?
It's too much of a tough question, I don't know. I know a lot of UFC fighters I'd like to invite for Christmas dinner. Leon Edwards, yeah.
Which fighter would make the best Grinch?
Max Holloway, he just looks the most like him.
What is your favourite Christmas tradition?
Just chilling, just having nothing to do. I do like that. I do like waking up and having nothing to do, that's nice.
Do you have a Christmas cracker joke you can tell us?
Nope, not that's available for all audiences, unfortunately.
Which UFC fighter would make the best elf?
Be one of the flyweights, Brandon Moreno or something, he'd be a great elf.
Favourite Christmas song?
It usually would be Fairy Tale in New York, but I think that's a bit overplayed. So, Feed the World, yeah, it's a good one. I do like that one.
What is the perfect Christmas gift for a UFC fighter?
A fight would be nice. The Jon Jones fight would be the ideal Christmas gift for me.
Israel Adesanya posted some new sparring footage as he fights Nassourdine Imavov at UFC Saudi Arabia on February 1st.
Behind. Behind. Yeah. Here, like dog game here.
Nassourdine Imavov also posted some new training footage. Mike Perry and Michael Johnson discuss fans disrespecting fighters. On the Overdogs podcast, they talk about how some fans will try to see how far they could push them.
Some people do get carried away and they want to see how far they can push somebody, and then they kind of forget that you do know what we do for a living, and like we all have screws that are loose. Like we don't even have screws. Some don't even have them. You know, so it's like, yeah, it's like all it takes is a little bit to get us going.
So I know for a fact you're super chill outside the ring. But has there ever been a moment like that where somebody pushed you too far, just trying to be goofy or whatever?
I've had a few moments, but I haven't had any like in these last UFC days. You know, it's calmed down, but I'm like when you first start fighting and you're fighting on the local scenes, or like when I first got into the UFC, yeah, guys used to kind of get testy, and like that's how I kind of got into fighting, is by like street fights and doing knucklehead. You know, and then I was like, I'm gonna either go to jail or I'm gonna like hurt somebody, so I need to like stop and figure out a way to like do something else. And then that's how I came across MMA, and I was like, all right, I'm sold, because I can actually like fight, and it's like that's what I like to do, and I get praised for this. I can see the world and do all this and kind of change my life and go from one thing to another. So, but yeah, it's been a few occasions, but you know,
it gets confusing a little bit sometimes. You're like, oh yeah, I can get cheered on and I can get a paycheck for this, and then when you're out in the street, it's like, no, I don't get nothing for this. I get in trouble if this messes with me.
I lose everything now.
Right.
Like that's the crazy part. Like I got this from fighting. Now you're gonna take it from me because I fight.
Yeah,
like,
right.
That's why I'll show you a trick. I'll tell you a trick what I do. Like if I get into any situation, I just let them hit me first. That way it's just me defending myself.
100%.
Luke Rockhold and Chuck Liddell discuss whether or not Colby Covington is past his prime or not.
Past of his prime.
Did everyone think that?
Well, I mean, the internet thought he was going into a very unique time.
I don't know. You pay attention to the internet too much, a little bit. Kobe, he's a tough kid, man. And he was right there on the verge of being able to beat some guys, but stylistically, some matchups just don't work. And his energy is not there anymore. I mean, he jumped in on that fight on last minute notice with no real training camp. Yeah, and that says a lot about you.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like he has like he has a confidence in his takedowns, or like he seemed to, before he was building up confidence, he could control someone, take him down and run him into deep water and beat him then. You know, and now it just doesn't seem he has that confidence.
Is it the you know, we hear a lot about Sean Strickland, his pace. He can apply his pace to everybody. He has a good pace. And I hear this word a lot. Like, do we feel that Colby Covington, that was one of his biggest traits or his biggest strengths, was he had a great pace to him, but now he's not really using that? Is that what you're kind of getting at?
Well, I mean, they always just talk about his endurance and the ability to keep going and going and going. And it just doesn't seem like he's forcing it.
Mm-hmm. He showed, I mean, it's completely different styles of fighting, but I mean, he came in with no training camp and still went to deep water.
Oh yeah,
so,
that's obviously he is in shape. I mean, I'm just saying, but he's not. It's different when you make a guy uncomfortable. Like a guy, you let a guy be comfortable.
Yeah.
You can. Most guys, if you let me be comfortable, I can stand out there all day.
Yeah.
You know, but you let me just come in when I want to and go out when I want to and do what I want to do. I'll pick on you all day.
Yeah.
But you gotta make a guy uncomfortable.
Daniel Cormier says he's unsure where Colby Covington goes from here. DC says before Colby was only losing to champions, and now after just losing to a contender in Joaquin Buckley in the fashion he did, he's not sure how Colby will handle it.
Hey, they say, my mother taught me don't dance on a man's grave whenever he's down and out. Sounds like these dudes are all dancing on Colby Covington's grave. It sounds like it. And I'm over here asking you guys to give me an opinion as to, does it feel okay to do that because of what he's done in the past? How does he respond to losing to Leon Edwards in the way that he did, where it wasn't a very fun competitive fight, getting beat up by Joaquin Buckley? He only lost to the champions before. Now he lost to a guy that's building and contending. How does he handle that? How does Colby Covington bounce back? How do you guys, or what is your expectation of what happens next? I gotta be honest, I don't know. It's hard because I know Colby Covington outside of his gimmick, and I know that he's a competitor. I watched him wrestle in the NCAA semifinals against two-time NCAA champion Cornell and lose in overtime. I know that at his core, he's a competitor, but does he just not have it anymore? And how does he handle the windstorm that comes from the guys that he's crapped on the entire time? Bilal Muhammad, Jon Jones, and so many others, because they're all going to keep coming. The question is, how does Colby handle it? How do you guys think he handle it? And what would you do? Would you steer into it? Would you get more obnoxious? Or would you kind of tuck your tail and sit back? Because I truly believe that if he goes into hiding, it's going to be worse.
Kamaru Usman and Henry Cejudo give their top 5 pound-for-pound fighters of 2024.
Pound for pound MMA fighter of the year.
All right, I got you. Based on fights of 2024, I got it. We have Pereira, Tuporia, Merab, Islam, Bilal, DDP, Jon Jones, Pantoja, Valentina Shevchenko, Tom Aspinall, Zhang Wei Li, Francis, and maybe the list could go on. But I'm looking at this list, and I think to me it's simple, man. It's between two people, Alex Pereira and Ilia Topuria. But I gotta go with Ilia Topuria because I get the whole 9, but when it comes on a competition on who you beat and how you did it, and the fact that they didn't cross into championship rounds, you gotta go with Ilia Topuria.
Had Francis been able to go out there and put away Anthony Joshua, it is not even a question. Francis Ngannou is fighter of the year. That would have been it, but unfortunately he didn't get it done. For me, it's easy. It's Ilia Topuria because strength of schedule is a mother, and this dude definitely got it. You want to rank, Henry, you want to rank him? Top 5?
Yeah, I'm going to go Ilia, Alex Pereira, Merab Dvalishvili. I'm about to go with DDP, man. It's hard. I mean, that's a hard one, dude. Then I got to go with Johnny Bones, dude.
For 1, I'm going with Ilia Topuria. Number 2, I'm going with Alex Pereira. Number 3, I'm going to have to go with Alexandre Pantoja. Jon Jones for number 4. What Francis attempted to do, I'm going to have to go with number 5, Francis Ngannou.
Paddy Pimblett says that he would submit Dustin Poirier.
What are your end of the year awards, Bab?
Like obviously, Islam's sub was good, but it's just a dash choke. It's a dash choke. And I like the transition from a guillotine to a triangle to an armbar from the feet. I think Khamzat's sub was better. Khamzat beat Robert Whittaker was a better submission. And no one's done that to Robert Whittaker, you know what I mean? Poirier's been submitted multiple times before. I'd submit Dustin Poirier. No one submitted Bobby Green in like 12 years or whatever it was. Knockout of the years, only one person, Max Holloway.
Alexander Volkanovski says he'd fight Alex Pereira if the money was right. Check out Volk's full Q&A on his YouTube channel. Links in the description.
Would you fight Alex Pereira?
Would I fight Alex Pereira? Ha! Oh, mate, money talks, mate. Money talk. You'd do it. Of course you would. Because you'd get some good coin for that. Imagine having to step up and fight that monster. So you could say...
The price is right, into it.
Yeah, the price is right. I'll do it. I would. I could see myself be like, all right, I'm hanging onto a leg, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a confident guy, but I ain't going to stand there with that bloke, you know what I mean? Let's be real. I'm going to try and hang onto the legs and I'm gonna try and find that takedown. I'll go for everything, hoping I can get that takedown. Because if you don't, whoo, you're going to be in for some hurting, that's for sure. But yeah, I would. The price is right. I don't think there's anyone that I wouldn't, to be honest.
And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's from Bill Hudson 4224. It says, no Claressa, Cyborg can fight, you can only box. The second one's from Honda Civic. It says, Tommy Fury claiming he doesn't want to fight in a circus while exclusively fighting in Misfits boxing, and his biggest rivalry are Jake Paul and KSI. And the final one's from Trey Ball Wavy. It says, I hear what Tommy Fury is saying, but if you don't want shenanigans in your career, you wouldn't be doing influencer and crossover fights in general. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.